Hello, lovely, and welcome back to Confidence After Cancer. And if you're listening to this as it's released, Happy New Year's Eve. Today is not about resolutions, and it's certainly not about fixing yourself. It's definitely not about promising to be smaller, stricter, or more productive. Today is all about honouring what you have lived through, gently letting go of what you no longer need, and stepping into the new year feeling lighter, calmer, and quietly confident. So, wherever you are, maybe with a cup of tea, maybe with a cup of tea, maybe hiding from fireworks, maybe lying on the sofa thinking, what a year. This episode is your permission to slip into pause mode. Okay. Before we rush into the next chapter, we pause. Let's honour the year that you've just lived. This year may not have been easy. It's certainly not for so many people that I know. And it may not have been fair. And I always say sometimes bad things happen to good people. And it's certainly been that way this year. But you are still here. And that matters, my love. And I'd invite you to gently reflect using these questions if you'd like. There's no judgment here, there's no pressure. It's just curiosity because I've learned that just being curious about things that have happened to me and trying to take the emotion out of it helps me to really reflect, analyze, and move forward from things that have hurt me in the past. So, some good reflection questions, but of course, as always, these are just suggestions, but these have really helped me. So, you could ask yourself, what did this year teach me about myself? What surprised me about my strength? What drained me the most? What gave me even a flicker of joy? And what am I quietly proud of? And if your brain is screaming out, well, nothing, I've just survived, I want to say, lovely, surviving counts. Survival is not small, it's brave. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is just get out of bed when you really don't want to. Just putting one foot in front of the other sometimes is the bravest step that you can take. Okay. I want to talk now about letting go, releasing, letting go without guilt. Let's talk about release. So many women carry things that we were never meant to come into next year with you. Okay. So it's time to think about releasing them and putting them down. And there may be negative emotions like guilt or regret. It could be expectations. It could be old roles that no longer serve you. It could be people pleasing habits. It could be the pressure to be back to normal. And I'd like you just to take a moment and imagine putting down what feels heavy. You might like to write this down and tear it up into a million pieces. You might like to write this down and then throw it into a fire. You might want to just place it somewhere symbolic or just simply say out loud, I am done carrying this. Because release is not about forgetting. Release is all about choosing not to drag yesterday into tomorrow. And no, you don't need to explain your release to anyone. As always, I'm here. If you want a confidential chat, you can reach out to me. You can ping me a message or we can have a call. But this is your release. This is personal to you. And you don't need to explain to anybody what you are letting go of because it's just your journey and nobody else's. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is resetting. Okay, choosing how you want to feel. So instead of setting goals, I would invite you to choose one year, invite you to choose one word for the year ahead. Not something you do, not something you add to your to-do list, but something you want to feel. How would you like to feel every day? It could be a word like ease or strength or confidence. How about joy? How about freedom? How about calm? Maybe power. These are all suggestions. It's up to you. Maybe just to sit and reflect on this and think if the year could feel one way, what would that be? Now, we've all got a mix of emotions, but if you want to feel every day one thing, what would it be? Because this word then becomes your compass. when life gets noisy, and it does, life gets in the way, we all get busy, you can come back to it. Sometimes this has really helped me when I've been faced with different choices and think, does this choice move me closer to how I want to feel or further away from it? And this is how we reset gently, intentionally, and sustainably. Very gentle, very kind, especially to yourself. So now I'm going to give you some ideas for simple rituals for January. And I'd like to think about keeping January soft. And here are a few rituals I love for the start of a new year. Yeah, there's a temptation, maybe when you take your Christmas decorations down, to go mad and absolutely do a frenzied spring cleaning. And do that if it makes you feel good. Don't put yourself under pressure to do that. I like to think about decluttering just one drawer, not the whole house. Just cleaning out one drawer makes me feel more calm and more in control. I'm very calm and I love that. More organized, more powerful. You might want to think about drinking a glass of water before you have your coffee. So again, we don't beat ourselves up for things. We don't say, oh, I love coffee, but I can't have it. Yeah, if that's what you like. But how about drinking a glass of water before it? A bit more balance. Okay. How about some gentle movement most days? It could be as simple as going for a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, 10 minutes of simple stretching, doing some yoga, doing some Pilates, doing something just for you. Gentle movement that moves your body. It could be, this is one of my favourite ones now, an early night without guilt, getting in bed, switching off your phone, maybe listening to something or reading something that uplifts you, that calms you. Another thing, another ritual that really helps me is a weekly check-in with yourself. And I like to do this on a Sunday night. Of course, you can do this anytime you like. But Sunday always to me is I'm preparing for the week ahead. I always like to have clean bedding on my bed on a Sunday. I like to reflect on the week just gone, think what did I learn, what was good, what do I want to change, and thinking ahead to the week ahead, not thinking about all the things that I need to do, but what are the 3 most important things that I would really like to achieve in the week ahead? And sometimes it could just be being kind to myself. Okay, you don't need a complete life overhaul. Sometimes you just need consistency and kindness and some compassion, especially for yourself. So, thinking about the word for the year and just sharing with you what I did last year. Last year, I chose the word ease because I felt at times life had become a struggle. I was struggling on quite a few different fronts, personally and professionally. But was my year easy? Absolutely not. But every time something got heavy, I asked myself, how could this be gentler? And that question changed how I worked, how I rested, and how I showed up for myself. And that is the power of a reset. It meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. There's no competitiveness here. There's just gentle compassion for yourself and thinking about how you want to support yourself to move forward. So, if 2026 is the year that you want to feel confident in your body again, trust yourself, set boundaries without guilt, step into your life after cancer with clarity and strength, then powerfully you. My coaching program is here to support you. There will be lots of free stuff on YouTube, on my podcast, on articles that I'm going to publish. But also, if you want some more in depth, and you want some more personalized support, my one-to-one coaching program is here for you. Just reach out to me and let me know. You don't need to rush. But if something inside you is whispering, this is my year, I'm ready now to make this change. I'm done playing small. You can book a clarity call with me using the link. Somewhere around this podcast will be a link where we can get together on a call and we can explore what would that look like for you. So, my lovely, take a breath with me. Well done. You made it through another year. Not perfectly, not without scars, but with courage. And as this year turns, I hope you carry less fear. I hope you carry more self-trust and a deep knowing that you are allowed to thrive. Happy New Year, my lovely. I am so glad that you are here. I'm honoured that you spend time listening to me, and I can't wait to walk into the next chapter with you. Stay safe, stay sane, and remember that I'm here for you. Take care, my love.